And it's a cool banner, no doubt. A guaranteed SSR is always nice.
Always.
But the trick isn't just grabbing any SSR. It's about strategy. It's who you pick, and maybe even more importantly, when you decide to pull the trigger. This can really change how smoothly your game progresses.
Okay, so you're saying don't just jump on it the second it appears.
Definitely not. That's probably the first big takeaway. Don't rush it.
You're guaranteed to get that unit you selected within 40 summons.
40. So 4 10 pulls max.
Exactly. 4 multis, and bam, you have that specific character. Takes a lot of the usual gotcha pain out of it, you know?
That guarantee is tempting, which makes the advice, wait until level 30 feel weird at first. Why hold off on a guarantee?
It really comes down to maximizing your early game bang for your buck. When you start Etheria, the game throws a lot of free summon tickets and currency at you.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase.
Exactly. And your best bet early on is to dump all that free stuff into the permanent summon banner, the standard one.
Why there specifically?
2 main reasons. First, that permanent banner has the widest pool of units. It includes almost everyone, including those super rare Apex and Light Dark SSRs. They aren't on the target banner at all.
Okay, so the permanent banner is your only shot at the absolute rarest characters, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. And second, by pulling a lot on the permanent banner first, you're kind of scouting. You build up your initial roster, see who you get lucky with.
And you might pull someone who is on the target banner list anyway.
Precisely. If you are thinking, oh, I need Remoka, and then you pull her from the permanent banner with your free summons, well, great. You just saved your target summon for someone else.
Okay, that makes total sense. Wait, see what the Gacha gods give you for free first, then use the guarantee to fill a specific gap. So why level 30 as the magic number? What shifts then?
Level 30 is kind of that pivot point. You're moving out of the early game, really hitting the mid-game stride. And the big thing is you need to start prepping for the serious gear grind.
Gear. Always the gear.
Always, right. At level 35, you unlock the hell difficulty challenges. We're talking Dokyoki, Tiamat. These are the places you farm the really essential gear sets, like the speed set, Swift Rush. Everyone needs it.
And you want to be ready to farm those the second they unlock at 35.
You got it. If you can jump into Hell Dokyoki or Tiamat efficiently right at level 35, your account power level just skyrockets so much faster, it avoids a huge potential bottleneck.
So the target banner, timed around level 30, is your chance to maybe grab the key unit that lets you crush that specific content right away.
That's the ideal scenario, yeah. You look at your roster from your permanent pulls, see what you're missing for, say, an efficient Dokyoki team, and use the target banner to plug that hole just before you need it most.
Okay, strategy is clicking into place now. So the pool is, what, 16 SSRs usually? Everyone except Apex LD and the current banner character, like Freya right now.
That's about right, yeah. 16 possible choices. Waiting helps you whittle that list down based on what you already pulled and what those upcoming level 35 challenges demand.
And our deep dive pointed to some clear standouts from those 16.
Oh, yeah. While there are some decent options, the information really highlights a few units that offer significantly more impact, especially for smoothing out that tricky level 30 transition.
All right, let's get into it. The name that just kept coming up, like #1 with a bullet, was Remoka. Why her? What's the big deal?
Remoka is almost universally flagged as the top pick, especially if you don't already have her by the time you're ready to use the target summon. Her biggest strength isn't just being good overall. She's insanely good for one super critical job, farming Dokyoki.
Back to Dokyoki. Why is she the queen of that specific fight?
It's a perfect storm, really. Element-wise, she's hollow. The green element, Dokyoki, is blue. So bam, elemental advantage right there. More damage, more crit chance.
Okay, basic advantage helps, but there must be more.
Oh, yeah. The killer app is her S3, her third skill. When you level it up, ideally max it, but it's good. Even before then, it targets one of the little ads that Dokyoki spawns. If she kills that ad with the S3, the damage splashes. Like, it explodes outwards and just nukes the entire wave of ads instantly.
Wait, seriously? One skill wipes the whole wave?
Pretty much. It's incredibly efficient. Instead of needing complex AoE setups or slowly grinding down ads, Remoka just cycles her S3, deletes the ads, and lets the rest of your team focus fire on the boss.
That sounds really fast, like game-changingly fast for farming.
It absolutely is. That's why she's the Dokyoki speed farming goddess. Faster ad clear, faster boss clear, or faster gear farming. And like we said, getting that pop tier gear quickly is probably the biggest accelerator for your whole account early on.
Right. It all connects back to that gear bottleneck. Break Dokyoki, get gear faster, power up everything else. powerful stuff.
Totally. And another point the info stressed is her team flexibility for this. You don't necessarily need a full team of other amazing SSRs. Remoka can often carry the Dokyoki clear paired with easily accessible SR units. She's the core engine.
That's huge for accessibility, too. Okay, Remoka, Gully, Dokyoki, Dominator. Got it. What about Rosa? She's super popular. I always see her mentioned.
Rosa's definitely up there. She's a fantastic, very versatile character. You see her used effectively in Dokyoki, sure, but she's also a beast in PvP later on, and great for Aurora farming too, a really solid unit.
But I sense a but coming, especially compared to Remoka for that Dokyoki job.
Yeah, there's a key distinction the info makes specifically for early Dokyoki farming. First, element. Rosa's a blue, just like Dokyoki. No elemental advantage there.
Okay, disadvantage compared to Remoka's green.
Right. And more importantly, while she can handle the ads, she doesn't have that same press button delete wave efficiency that Remoka's S3 offers. Her ad clear is generally slower and maybe less consistent.
So she can do the job, but Remoka's just purpose-built for speed in that fight.
That's a good way to put it.
Good.
The sources suggest that making Rosa work as effectively in early Dokyoki often takes more work. You might need specific teammates, like another strong single-target damage dealer, maybe some turn meter manipulation units to help her cycle skills optimally, and she generally needs better gear herself to perform at a similar level to Remoka in that specific content.
Ah, okay. So it's not that Rosa can't farm Dokyoki, it's that Remoka makes it significantly faster and easier, with less investment needed right around that crucial level 30-35 point.
Exactly. If your number one goal at that moment is smashing the Dokyoki gear bottleneck as quickly as possible, Remoka is the more direct solution according to the info. Now, if you really love Rosa, she's still amazing overall, a monster later in PvP, great elsewhere. She can work for Dokyoki with the right setup. But for pure early farming efficiency, Remoka gets the edge.
Makes sense. Prioritize the bottleneck breaker first. So Remoka first. Maybe Rosa if you value versatility over pure Dokyoki speed and are willing to invest more there. What if you luck out and pull both Remoka and Rosa from the permanent banner? Who's next in line from the target summon?
That's a good problem to have. If your Dokyoki farming is basically sorted with one or both of them, then the consensus points towards two other excellent choices, Claus and Hellkit.
Okay, tell me about Kloss first. What's her specialty?
Kloss is highlighted as just a fantastic unit for both PvE utility and especially PvP. Her biggest claim to fame, speed. She has, like, the highest base speed in the entire game, 128, I think.
Whoa, okay. Going first is always huge.
Always. Especially in PvP, she's often the premier opener. But her kit isn't just speed, it's packed with utility. She has an AoE defense break.
Hits everyone. Nice.
Yep. And an AoE speed down. So she makes your team faster relative to the enemy and makes the enemies squishier and slower.
That's a massive swing.
It is. Plus, she has this unique debuff called Hacking Progress. It makes enemies take more damage and deal less damage. Super useful. Oh, and her basic attack can steal turn meter. Put it all together. She's an amazing setup unit, great for controlling the battlefield in both PvP and a lot of PvE stages.
Okay, so Kloss is the queen of speed and debuffs. Sounds incredibly valuable if you don't need Remoka Rosa's specific strengths. And Hellkid, what's his deal?
Hellkid is described more as a damage-dealing support. His signature move, his real selling point, is his S3. It throws up a massive shield on your entire team.
A shield? Okay. How big?
It scales with his attack stat, so the more attack you build on him, the bigger the shield. And the crucial part, while the shield is up, everyone gets immunity to debuffs for like 3 or 4 turns.
Immunity for that long?
Wow.
That just shuts down entire enemy strategies.
It really does. Control effects, damage over time, defense breaks. Nope, shield's up. It's huge for survivability. And his other skills support this. His S2 is an AoE attack down, making enemies hit softer, and it extends the duration of barriers, including his own shield.
Attack down and a massive shield with immunity. Sounds tanky.
Very. Plus, if his shield is active, his basic attack, his S1, gets a 100% chance to stun. So he brings defense, utility, and even some control.
He sounds like a really solid package, especially for survivability.
Definitely. He's great in PvE, maybe doesn't heal, but that shield immunity combo is often better, or lets you pair him with a healer easily. And he's considered top tier in early PvP because shutting down debuffs is so strong. So yeah, if Remoka Rosa are covered, Claus for speed buffs, or Hellkid for shield immunity are fantastic next choices.
Okay, that paints a clear picture. Remoka first, then maybe Rosa with the caveats, then Claus or Hellkid. Are there any units on this banner the info specifically warns against picking? A trap choice.
Yes. Absolutely. One very clear do not pick under any circumstances is Ling Lo.
Ling Lo, why not?
Because you get her completely for free. She's part of the standard 7-day login rewards every new player gets. Picking her from the target banner would be throwing that guaranteed summon away on someone you were getting anyway.
Ah, okay, good shout. Avoid Ling Lo, she's free.
Yeah.
What about the others? There are still, what, like 10 or 11 units left? Any hidden gems or situational picks worth a mention?
Yeah, the info touches on a few others, kind of honorable mentions. They don't generally have the same game-changing impact as the top 4, especially for that early mid-game transition, but they might fill a niche depending on what you pulled.
Like who?
Let's see. Tiamat comes up. She's like a PvP bruiser, tanky, scales with HP, has a taunt, transforms. She got nerfed a bit from beta, apparently, but can still be annoying, especially with healers. Decent, but usually not the top priority pick.
Okay, PvP focus for Tiamat. Anyone else stand out?
Born is mentioned as maybe being underrated. Focuses on lifesteal, has buff Dispel, which is nice against immunity teams. Mia is called out as a good fire red support. Lilith is a good green crowd controller. Rahu is like a green Tiamat, apparently buffed recently, so potentially solid. And Kloros gets a specific mention.
What for?
Highest single target damage specifically for Union boss content. So if maximizing your score there is a huge priority for you right then, she's popular for that niche.
Okay, so outside the top 4, it really becomes about looking hard at your specific roster and seeing if one of these niche units plugs a very particular hole or helps with a specific goal like Union bosses.
Exactly. The main advice is geared towards the biggest early hurdle efficient gear farming via Dokyoki, which points straight at Remoka. Once that's handled, you broaden out with Rosa's versatility or the utility power of Claus and Hellkid. The others are more specialized solutions.
This breakdown is super helpful. Feels much less like guessing. So just to crystallize the main takeaway from this deep dive.
Absolutely. If you take one thing away, it's this. If you don't have Remoka when you're ready to pull on that target banner, she is almost certainly your best choice. Full stop. Her ability to just shred Dokyoki farming times is the single biggest boost to early mid-game progression outlined here. She breaks that critical bottleneck.
And if you do have Remoka already, maybe from luck on the permanent banner.
Then Claus or Hellkid step up as prime targets. Claus for that incredible speed and array of debuffs, great for PvP and general PvE control. Hellkid for that amazing shield, immunity, and attack down support. Both offer huge value across different content.
And Rosa's place in all this.
Still a fantastic unit overall, absolutely. She can do the Dokyoki job, just needs more support and investment than Remoka for peak efficiency early on, but her value definitely climbs high later, especially in PvP. So, a viable pick, but maybe not the absolute #1 if your immediate priority is smashing that Dokyoki wall ASAP.
Got it. And the timing. One last reminder, because it's that important.
Cannot stress this enough. Don't pull right away. Patience. Wait until around level 30. Burn through your free summons on permanent banner first. See who shows up. You might get lucky. That knowledge makes your target summon choice way more informed and impactful.
It really transforms it from just, ooh, guaranteed SSR, to a calculated strategic move based on your actual needs at a key point in the game.
It really does. Thinking about which unit specifically helps you overcome your next major progression hurdle, like getting that vital gear set farmed efficiently, is way more powerful than just picking the unit that looks coolest or has the highest general rating. Which bottleneck can they break for you?
That's the question to ask yourself. Which unit solves my biggest problem right now?
That's the core insight, yeah.
Perfect note to end on. Consider the bottleneck. Well, this has been a really clarifying look at the target, summon, banner, and Etheria. Restart. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.